Captain DeGuido is a 2002 graduate of Southern Illinois University down in Carbondale, Illinois. Today's flight, he will maneuver his aircraft under G-forces ranging from positive 8 to negative 1, flying at speeds from 110 miles an hour to 700 miles an hour, and I guarantee you, he'll work a lot less hard flying 700 than he does when he's flying 110. All the maneuvers you see here today will demonstrate the Hornet's capability in the tactical arena, and they're employed every day during combat training flights around the world. All right, may I direct your eyes to the right, because there you will hear the Hornet's 2 GE F404 turbofan engine spooling up, maximum power, over 36,000 pounds of thrust. Marine Corps pilot, Dimes DeGuido, rocking and rolling right here in Rockford, Illinois. All the windows here in the airport. The pilot will approach at nearly Mach 1, that's the speed of sound, demonstrating the ability to surprise the enemy using high speed. He'll be on the deck down low and really fast. As he reaches show center, he will select full afterburner and pull the aircraft up into the vertical, subjecting himself to 8 times the force of the gravity. What does that mean? If you weigh 200 pounds, sitting here on the ramp, you're under 1 G. 2 G's would double it. 8 G's, 2 8s is 16. You'd feel like you weighed 1,600 pounds. Folks, that's 1,600 pounds. That's how much force he's going to have in his body. I direct your attention to the right, where the F-18 is accelerating to nearly the speed of sound. You'll notice that the speed of the aircraft will mean that he will pass you before you actually hear him. He's down low. He's going fast. From the right, Nick Dimes DeGuido from the United States Marine Corps, the F-A-18 Hornet. The high-speed pass. Rocking and rolling right here in Rockford, Illinois. Yeah, he's going to get down just about as quick as he got up. Now, from air show left, Captain DeGuido is performing a vertical reversal. He's going to set up for an incredible thrust away demonstration for the F-A-18. As the Hornet reaches show center, he'll pitch it up through the vertical and execute a maneuver known as a double emmelman. That means he's going to pull in. He's going to turn upside down. He's going to do a half roll, and he's going to do it again right here in front of us at center stage. The F-A-18 Hornet from the United States Navy, United States Marine Corps. Since then, he's accrued over 1,500 hours of flying time, including more than 1,300 in the F-A-18 Hornet and the Super Hornet, its slightly newer, slightly larger big brother. All right, we can see Captain DeGuido as he's sitting up right here at center stage. He's going to pull it around, and he's going to come down the show line from air show left. He's going to be flying at 300 miles an hour. He is going to execute what's known as a minimum radius turn. Whether in a dogfight or while trying to avoid a surface-to-air missile, the ability of the Hornet to turn tight gives it a tremendous tactical advantage. And they say in the fighter communities, if you can't turn tight, you can't fight. So let's watch now, from air show left, the F-A-18, the minimum radius turn. one unique characteristic all Navy aircraft must possess is the ability to land on an aircraft carrier at sea, with it moving and sometimes pitching at night and in bad weather. Navy and Marine pilots are trained to hit the deck and with pinpoint accuracy in what is not so much called a landing as a controlled crash. Approaching from 175 miles an hour, the pilot has to descend in on a 3/4 mile final and make some very, very quick decisions, about 15 seconds, as to exactly where he's going to hit. Notice the approach from the Hornet on airshow right. The gear will be down, the tail hook extended. The tail hook allows the F-18 to land and stop in under 400 feet. Here we go. Gear down, flaps down, tail hook down at the very back of the aircraft. Coming down on that 45, very quiet when he's got the power back. Just stick in here, you know, when you got a guy who's flying an F-18, he's going to land on a carrier deck. You got 400 feet, you got 4 cables, primary is 1, 2, and 3, number 4 is a backup. The thing is, as soon as they touch down, as soon as the wheels touch, he goes full power. Why would he do that? Because if one of those cables doesn't catch on that hook, he's going to go swimming if he doesn't have some power and do a touch and go. All right, coming in now from airshow right. The pitch rate demo. He's going to perform a remitted position maneuver. He's done that. Coming in 300 miles to the right. He's going to pull his nose up and show that aircraft. Follow the nose. Straight up. It's the ability he just demonstrated, combined with the awesome arsenal of air-to-air weapons and air-to-ground weapons that make the F-18 a world-class fighter that is feared worldwide. Now, I said earlier, for him to go 700 miles an hour is easy. The hardest work he's going to do today is coming up right now, because he's going to come by here flying at about 110 miles an hour. This is the high alpha slow speed pass. This demonstrates the Hornet's exceptional slow speed capabilities. He can do it because of the 2 onboard flight computers that he has. He's going to complete this slow speed pass by selecting maximum afterburner, pitching the aircraft up through the vertical as he finishes a maneuver known as another half Cuban 8. We've seen a couple of those. So here it comes. The hardest work he's going to do today, from airshow right, Captain DeGuido, Marine pilot, F-18 Hornet, the high alpha slow speed pass. 45-degree downline. We'll watch for the half roll. Right there. Now for his final maneuver. Captain DeGuido will demonstrate the technique used by the Navy and Marine pilots when they're coming in to slow their aircraft before landing on a carrier. The Hornet will approach, I believe he's going to come from air show left over here. He's going to be about 500 feet above the ground, and he's going to be at about 500 miles an hour. He's going to perform the overhead brake, which is going to decelerate the aircraft as he tightens it up, puts some G-forces on, pulls the throttles back. Once the gear and flaps are lowered, listen for the precise power changes the pilot makes as the aircraft is expertly guided towards that landing spot. Remember, he's going to drive it into the ground. He's not going to flare and land it like an airliner would. Also notice that he doesn't flare. Only Marine and Naval air pilots do this. It's a brutal type of punishment on their aircraft or their body, but allows them to touch a specific spot. All right, didn't do it this time. He's got a high-speed power. This is the brake right here. Tighten it up, putting the G-forces on that's going to slow him down. Pulling the throttles back. He will extend, and he's going to make that same kind of turn to final that he did earlier when he was showing the carrier brake. It will allow him about 15 seconds at an approach speed of about 175 miles an hour to decide exactly where he's going to touch down and to make the decision should he not want to land. If he does not, he can execute touch and go, or he can go around in quotes. That means the pilot decides he can't make a safe landing, so he executes a missed approach and goes around to come back and do it again. Every airline in the world that I'm aware of allows a pilot to unilaterally decide to make a go-around at his discretion. Why? Because if he doesn't think it's safe to land, then he should go around and come back and set up and do it again. All right, here we go. He's turning final right now. He's on base. Roll out on final. He'll have about 15 seconds before he decides to touch down. And then, as he caught the power up, if he doesn't catch the cable, he'd execute a touch and go, just like he would on a carrier.
There's no
For somebody who's got 23,000 flying hours and who has, except for pilot training, always flown big airplanes, let me tell you this, sometimes it is challenging enough to land any airplane, even on 2 miles of runway, when the runway doesn't move. So I have the greatest respect for every Marine and Navy pilot who's ever landed on a carrier. Driving it right under the ground there. He's going to touch and go. Now for his final official maneuver, Captain DeGuido was going to set up whatever they call the photo pass. So he's going to turn to the right here and he's going to clear off back behind us to the right just a little bit. And the photo pass is going to be a big banana-shaped pass. So he's going to go around so everybody will have a chance to shoot a really great photo of this airplane if you want. It will be at high speed. You're going to hear the noise crackling.
It's not Italian,
and he's going to fly by one more time before he sets up for coming in for landing. So,
everybody to see. Now, nobody's watching
from the United States Marine Corps, the United States Navy. Captain Guy Dimes DeGuido, the F-18 photo pass. He's rocking and rolling, folks. Here he comes. Hornet. Now, Guy has flown also the Super Hornet. The Super Hornet is slightly newer.
I got it a little far away, but I got
bigger. It's actually more advanced, and it took over the role that a lot of us remember from the old F-14 Tomcat, made famous in the movie Top Gun. The F-18 Super Hornet actually has taken over a lot of the cover, the cap role. You think you've got an aircraft carrier, which has, of course, got some support aircraft or support ships around it, but still, you need an airplane like this fighter and attack missions around the world today. It takes many dedicated and talented young individuals to maintain, fix, fly these sophisticated aircraft. Maintenance crew for today's demonstration: Ryan Kidman from up in Wisconsin, Tyler Newper from Warren, Pennsylvania, Adam Elliott from St. Mary's, Ohio. Captain DeGuido and the VFA 106 Hornet demo team would like to thank first and foremost the people serving the nation in the armed forces. In addition, they'd like to thank the city of Rockford, the great state of Illinois, for the opportunity to perform here today. On behalf of the United States Navy, the Marine Corps, Commander, Strike Fighter Wing Atlantic, and the commanding officer of the Strike Fighter Wing 106, we'd like to thank them for being here and demonstrating the FA-18 Hornet, and I'm sure that each and every one of you enjoyed the show.
It's over?
This part.
And here he comes in for his final approach and landing. He's going to do it just like he did before, but this time I'm not expecting him to do a touch and go. FA-18 is a spectacular aircraft. Of course, now we're going to have the F-15 Strike Eagle from the Air Force perform here later on in the show. And of course, coming up to finish off today's show at about 3:45 local time, the Heavy Metal Jet Team. And we saw one of their solo performers early before the show started, did a great job, and I am looking forward to watch these L-39s perform. The Heavy Metal Jet Team. The F-15's coming up too, though, and from for a novice and from a distance, you might think that the F-15 and the F-18 look exactly alike. They don't. They have some dramatic differences, along with the fact that the F-15 doesn't have a tail hook. But you can get a chance to look up close and personal over here on the ramp behind us. Go over and see some of these aircraft that are parked back there and get a chance to talk to some of these fine pilots. And again, as you walk through the crowd today, you see any of our men and women in uniform, stop them, thank them, say thanks for serving. Because like a lot of us who have served, I'm a retired lieutenant colonel, was in the military for 22 years, retired right after Desert Storm,
Send me a message because I
the
want
first time. And back in 1992, so a lot of military folks out there. So stop these young men and women, thank them for their service, and if you have any questions for them, there's not one of them that's not going to answer those questions for you. So FA-18 Hornet's going to taxi in, and we're going to have, I believe, a couple of arrivals. Let me check with the air boss here. I know we've got Mr. Rob Holland coming up here shortly. Okay, we don't have an arrival right now. We're going to write straight to Rob Holland. So, Mike, take it away. You got the mic whenever you want.
And ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. My name is Mike Gaynor. I'm the operations coordinator for Rob Holland Ultimate Air Shows and the veteran Home Loans MX2 Air Show team. And look down to the end. You'll see a small black aircraft. He's taxiing into position. The aircraft that we call